What's going on, everybody? Good morning and welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio in Matawan, New Jersey, right here on old Route 34. It is Sturch, it is Gooch, it is Dina, it is A4 in the house as well. Gooch, how you feeling, buddy? Late one last night, man.
Yeah.
We'll get into it, but
I had no idea when you got that text yesterday during the show that it was going to turn into one of the longest days of my entire life.
Of your life, yes. We'll get into it in a second, but first and foremost, if you're watching this video, please do me a favor. Like the video, okay? Hit the little thumbs up thing. Helps us big time. Also, subscribe to the channel. We're still sitting there at 721. I want to get to 1,000 before... I don't know. Give me a goal, Gooch.
Memorial Day.
Let's do $1,000. We don't have $1,000 to just give away. 1,000 subscribers by Memorial Day. Let's try that on for size. I greatly appreciate that. We would greatly appreciate that. Dat Chat, as I predicted last night, got over 200 members in there, so that's growing every day. Go look them up. Download it. They're Android and what is it called? iOS when it's iPhone. Yes. iOS, right? Okay, yeah, iOS. Download that iOS, whatchamacall. Yeah, so there's your plugs for that. But yeah, hockey night in America last night. It was Sturch and Gooch went over to Madison Square Garden, courtesy of Dr. Sean Basinger. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But yes, a very, very late night, bro. And you know what's funny? Right before the pandemic, I went to a Rangers game with Sean. His seats, which by the way, great seats, right? I mean, you can't complain. The bridge now at Madison Square Garden, you can't see the scoreboard, but they have like your own personal scoreboards, like to the left and the right of you. But when we left, the Rangers were down by like 2 goals or something in like late second, and he's like, "You want to go?" And I'm like, "Wait, what?" Like when you go all the time, I guess you could just have that. I'm ready to leave whenever.
I'm not gonna lie, it was like right before the first halftime. I was like, at what point do I? Yeah, so like I learned a couple things about. No, I know I'm being tongue in cheek, but I learned that yesterday that there was 3 halves in hockey and that they had 2 halftimes. Unbelievable. I mean, that's excessive. I think maybe if you could.
First of all,
I have 20 minutes in between each half and then play an extra one. I don't get it.
Yeah. Like a chronological like course of events, like a timeline. First, we met a very nice man on the train, which, by the way, all you had to do, Gooch, all you were doing was like politely watching this man pick his nose. Right?
Now, yeah, there's a huge issue I have. First of all, you can't pick your nose in public. No, right? That's just first things first.
I just do the whole wipe.
You can't pick your nose in public especially on a train. The second thing is you can't pull your mask down to pick your nose, then put your mask back up. I could find a litany of issues with that in itself. So, and plus you look like a fucking idiot at this point, but we're not going to talk.
But you locked eyes with him. And he started to talk to us. And, you know, I mean, the conversation was literally like,
I did not
looking for friends.
I did not lock eyes with him. No. That's not what happened at all. The train got stuck in the tunnel getting into Penn Station. Everybody got up, right?
Right.
To act as
prematurely,
if, he had said, he's like, "Oh no, we're just stuck in the tunnel." And he looked at me. I didn't budge, bro. I was not making eye contact with this dude. He was picking his nose. So I wanted nothing to do with him. Yeah. And then he's like, "Some of us got to get to the Rangers game, right?"
He did the whole like, am I right?
And then at that point, I started to shrink because I knew I was being stared at and he was talking directly to me. And he was also, I will also point out the fact that there was 95 seats open on the car and he sat directly next to me. And not only that, he was like, his feet were in the aisle. So it was like, he was
ready to go.
It was one of those situations where
first of all, he got on at Secaucus. So he was like, his train ride was like 10 minutes.
Could you imagine?
Right.
Could you imagine
the whole time?
I had to endure that?
No, we had to deal with the group in front of us talking. And then my man talking with Dak Prescott talk. And I wanted to jump his bones, man. I was like, dude, shut up.
You wanted to jump his bones. Do you know what that actually means?
That's definitely, yeah. I messed that one up.
That you wanted to have sex with him.
All right. Well, he is a Cowboys fan, so
yeah. But back to this guy about the game. He was talking shit about. He was like, some of us got to get to the Rangers
Yeah, it was
game.
hilarious.
And he pointed to me or looked at me, and I was like, dude, I don't give a fuck about hockey. Like, this dude's dragging me to this shit. And then he's like, I was like, I'm a Tampa Bay fan because they won, and I am a huge Tampa Bay fan.
And then
he's like, if it was 2015, you'd be getting harassed right now. I was like, if I was a Buffalo Sabres fan right now, I would kick the shit out of you. So I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right. So
anyway,
apparently
move on
I can't say jump bones anymore because I ruined that one by myself. But yeah, no, congratulations, Dave. You played yourself. But anyway, so one of the funniest things I've ever heard Gooch say. Now, remember, taking Gooch to a hockey game is like taking a cat for a walk. You know, like it's just, you don't do it. It never happens. So it was a great experience to get Gooch out there to watch the New York Rangers, right? But the best part is we're up top. You know, first of all, we sat there. We were like 45 minutes early. So we're like, what do you want to do? Let's take a lap. So we walked around the garden.
I was just going to say, don't look down because the comments are buzzing, Dave, about the jump in the bones incident.
Ah, man, it's fine. It's all right. I'm comfortable where I'm at in my life. Thanks. But anyway, should have been a drop. Well, we got a producer for that. So hopefully we can make something happen out of that. So anyway, oh my God. So I lost my train of thought. Anyway, no. So we walked around the garden.
You were basically telling everybody how funny I was last night.
Yeah, you were funny because you were sitting there and we see, I don't see because I'm either in my phone or people watching or whatever. But Gooch is like, I think somebody threw a bunch of stuff on the ice. I look down and I'm like, Gooch, those are pucks. Like it's hockey and it's pregame warm-ups. And there's a bucket of pucks that just get.
But they were only on one side. And I'm thinking
like,
yo, there's a bridge there. It looks like somebody dropped like a bunch of flowers onto the ice. That's fucked up.
First of all,
I was like, they're literally. I was like, we had like 48 minutes before the game started. They waited until right now to do it. Like they just cleaned the ice. I was legitimately concerned. I was like, they're gonna have to delay this.
How many times did they clean the ice last night where you were losing your mind? It's like, okay, Rangers fans, it's time now for the Rangers.
I didn't even see any dirt. I don't get it. The ice wasn't even dirty. Why do they keep on fucking wiping it down?
Oh my God.
They're doing the shovel. They got to bring the shovel for the excess snow.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Like a lot. Like as soon as you see that there's a red light go on, it's like, you know, they're in TV commercial break. You know that's what they're about to do. And it was just like the game for him. It must have felt like an eternity.
Yeah, I will say that's a fair gripe to have.
Oh my God, bro! The amount
they do come out a lot.
The action in hockey, I will admit, when it was going on, was fun. You know, I enjoyed myself last night. I'm not going to deny that. That said, there's a lot of downtime, man. A lot of downtime.
I mean, each intermission, not halftime, Gooch. Each intermission
was
like 15,
you could call them
minutes.
intermissions, but an intermission is like, okay, go take a piss, grab a beer. You're back in your seat. You get back in your seat, and it's still halftime. It's halftime is long.
There was one moment. There was one moment.
Intermission is short.
There was one moment right before the game, right before the puck dropped in the beginning. He looks at the clock. He's like, so like the clock runs out, and then all of a sudden they're like put up another clock, and he's like, wait, so we gotta wait for that clock?
Yeah,
too?
they ran it down 30 minutes. And what's with the 30-minute layup line in hockey? The fuck is that, bro? They're like warming up. I'm like, I'm waiting for them to do something different, change it up. It's just layup line. They're just shoot goals. There's no one even in the net, so it's not that hard. I could fucking do that.
Literally talking about warm-ups right now. He's complaining about warm-ups in hockey.
30 minutes of fucking layups?
They don't do 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah, they did. Yes, they absolutely
It wasn't
did.
30 minutes, but it felt like
28.
I think they do 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yes,
at least that Prudential's fun. I don't know if it varies.
Oh, sorry, it's not a rockin'
Well,
Nork.
I'm just saying. I was there last night. I don't know if you were or not, but it took 30 minutes.
So anyway, I am proud of you. I mean, the analysis you were breaking down was very. How do I put this? It was like football NBA-esque, but inserted into a hockey game. Like you knew what you were talking about. The game's not that hard to follow, right?
I mean, I could tell that the Rangers had the Sabres or the
Blues.
The Blues had their skates on the Rangers' throats the entire game. The Rangers just capitalized on the opportunities they got, and their goalie played lights out.
For a while, Igor Shesterkin played very, very good.
But to be fair, even on the 3 goals that were let up, there was the Rangers were. It was like they're having way too many good looks here. It wasn't how many times is the goalie going to bail them out? So he did play.
Dude, what about that one play where the defenseman actually stopped it?
And there was a couple Igor chants where I was like, I don't know. I think he got beat on that one. He got bailed out. They should be chanting Revo or whatever that big.
I just hope
lunatic's name is.
I just hope that this Igor thing, because there was a lot of chance for Igor last night. I just hope this isn't like another wasted 10 years, 12 years like they did with Henrik. You know what I mean? Like I showed Gooch, I was like, bro, it's gotten so bad that we have regular season champions fucking banners hanging in the damn rafters because we have nothing since 94.
And there was one fight. It was right on the heels of like probably the best hit of the night, and the Blues, I'm gonna get this wrong several times. The Blues player took exception with the Rangers player laying this dude out, and they fought immediately.
He does have a favorite player. He has he's chosen Ryan Reeves.
Yeah, we already discussed that. Definitely, 100%. He's third in the league in hits.
Absolute plug, but continue.
He's absolute what?
He's a plug, but continue.
Oh, I mean, dude.
What's
a plug?
Okay. He stops the offense from moving. He's there to do one thing,
plug.
And that's what I'm about.
Yeah.
I'm here for all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You notice how nobody on the team wanted to fight him?
No, why would you want to? He's the biggest dude on the ice. I almost said the court. But then after that, great job. The Rangers win. We decided to stay for the empty net goal, which now I remember why Sean wanted to book it out of there. And I'm just like, I don't care, whatever. We get back to Penn Station and it's 10:22 and the train was 10:18. So here we are at Penn Station realizing that we just missed the train and we got to stay in Penn Station until 11:18 at night.
Took like a casual stroll to the train, like didn't even bother looking at
we did not know the
anything.
train schedule. I did not look that up until we got down there. I was like, oh, we'll just grab the next one. And I'm just like, okay, the next one just left. So now what? You know,
so then we had to go find crack.
Yeah.
What were we going to do?
Then we got to hang out with all the homeless people
at midnight.
And you know, your girl was worried. Everybody, you guys shouldn't stay
I gotta say, Ash was like, you guys shouldn't stay at Penn Station. I was like, where would you like me to go? Would you like me to walk down the alley off 7th Ave? Because I'm sure it's better. No, I know that she's just worried about us. I love you, Ash. She's gonna be mad.
Dave, you guys love Penn Station, though. I don't know what that means. I heard Chris and Ashley plan to hold their wedding in Penn Station. Beautiful ceremony.
I think he was referencing
the
our
ring
last
bear. The ring bear is going to be.
But wait, was it bad? I don't remember. I was
the ring bear is going to be flicking shit at the fans at my fans at
instead
my
of
wedding.
the flower girl. It's
fans.
Just
this isn't a sporting event. At my people, my family, my relatives.
Yeah.
Guys,
shout out to your mom, by the way, for giving me a ride back to the car.
Oh yeah.
Got back there, I was like, in my head, I'm like, I gotta drive Gooch home because he was with me at the studio, so I definitely have to drive home. And I was just like, oh wait, hold on. Like, my people are here. I'm like, your people? Is it called an Uber? And then Judy's like, hey Dave, and I was like, oh shit,
she's the legend.
She is a legend.
You could call
for her to do that for you at that time,
bro.
I mean, you can't.
That's what happens when you come from an Irish Italian family.
Yeah,
the Irish mom, Italian dad,
by
mom
far the nicest thing that anybody could do. And I shout out to my boy John, God rest his soul. His mom was the same way. Like 2 a.m, his PlayStation 3 controller broke. PlayStation,
bro.
2, Jimmy brought a new one over.
How about this?
House.
Jimmy Palumbo's mom picked him up from McDonald's for our lunch party. I mean, I'm not. Could be.
Oh boy. Oh man,
very funny though.
Look,
very
we had
funny.
a great time,
and then we make a joke about that with Jimmy because he's like, "Dude, I still drop my laundry off my mom's."
This is very
house.
true. Ashley's coming and saying, people get stabbed there daily. Who's gonna walk up to us and say like, "I'm going to stab you"?
Well, they don't say it.
Oh shit! I forgot. Wait, hold on. I know they don't. They don't announce it.
Is it okay if I stab you real quick?
Yeah, right. Can you just turn around? I heard something about you wanting to jump somebody's bones. So can you just turn around and take a stabbing real quick? No. We met a legend last night. We met a legend at the game. So shout out to Kenny Levine of Job Sports.
God, I can't believe it.
Yeah, dude. So he comes up to us. I felt like a little bit a borderline celebrity, but not. Like he comes up to us sitting in our seats. And Levine was over there. He's like, hey, Dave, I just want to introduce myself. And I'm looking at him like, I'm about to die. Like I don't know what's about to happen. He's like, I'm the one who can't stand half your members.
Yeah, he was like, I realized I didn't know really what you guys looked like, but there would be only one jerk off wearing a Yankee hat
he
here.
got mad at me for wearing a Yankee hat at a Ranger game.
And then Dave told him to his face how much I hated him while I was standing there. So I was like, nah, bro, it's cool. And I almost threw him off the fucking the loft. Is that what they call it?
I think I said, I was like, Gooch, didn't you say if you ever met him, you'd slap the shit out of this guy?
Yeah, right to him. I was like, this is weird, but yes. Also, when we got back to the train station, I was like, we realized I missed the train. I said, honestly, this is probably the worst moment of my entire life. I don't know that there's anything on earth that could make this moment worse. And you were like, no, dude, what if Kenny Levine walked down right now and stood next to us? And I turned and I fucking locked eyes with Kenny Levine. But I'll tell you what, he wanted nothing to do with that stop and chat either because he kept it pushing. And I
he
I
had
respect
another
him.
train.
And I respect him for that.
Oh,
Because
yeah, perfect.
nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. I was so miserable at that moment. I might have had to slap him.
Oh man,
But
he moving
moving
you
on.
back. Would have been the second fight of the night. All right. So anyway, that was fun. We had obviously in one calendar week, we went to the Garden to see the Knicks lose. We went back to the Garden to see the Rangers win. There will be more Chop Sports stuff going on. Obviously, this was just us two at this one, and the Knicks game was a group thing for Dina's birthday. But coming up, the Yankees tailgate. Ashley's on that case. There's going to be another draft party of some sort, like we had last year. There's going to be another mock draft that we had last year, where it's like the live. Did we do that last year? Yeah, we did. It was very early, right?
It was
April, so,
early.
like, we
It was
just
like
started.
that was like the before Till Mets podcast started.
Yeah,
that was
every-
like the early
Ibby was
days.
doing the Atlanta thing. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Also, the Chop Sports BBQ. Obviously, we're still working on kinks. It's going to be a party in June. It's going to be a lot of fun.
June
So,
26th
June
at Merrill
26th.
Park.
Mark it off now. Merrill Park. Mark it off in your calendars if you guys are interested in partying with Chop
Probably
Sports.
like a 1
gonna be
p.m.
like a nice little
little
barbecue.
1 p.m. to 7 p.m. type
Yeah,
deal.
Long Sunday, right? It's a Sunday.
It
Yes.
is.
A long Sunday where you bring it if you want. Kids aren't encouraged, but if you're in that spot where you're like, I don't have a sitter, there's going to be plenty of things to do. It's a park. So I mean, like, for God's sakes, for crying out loud. Yeah, so that's basically all that. Oh, before I forget, I did forget yesterday. Within Chop Sports right now is a massive, I'm talking massive, college basketball pool set up by Scoop Espo. Just go and get involved with that. I think it's $200 to buy in, but there's like how many get like
$20,000 in prizes. But look, if you've ever been in
$20,000.
one of these college basketball box pools, they're real fun. It makes these games a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You have a chance to win in every single game, and there's a lot of different payouts, but there's no bad numbers. It's not like a Super Bowl box where if you get 9 and 9, you're fucked. In this, it's very easy that you can still win
so many times. It's a little, like I said, hefty on the price, but you can make that back in 2 rounds of basketball, and then everything else is plus money. Who knows? And it's halftime and final score. So it's not even just final score. It's halftime and final score of every single basketball game. So get involved with that. That's big. Yeah. So that's that's pretty much all I got there. I was going to, the desk arrives on Friday. That's pretty cool. We got that word yesterday. Happy birthday, Uncle Billy. And you're listening. He's like, you kidding me, bro? You texted me about an update about your desk. And you didn't wish your uncle a happy birthday. I was like, oh shit. But yes, happy birthday to him. There's plenty to talk about. We'll get into it. Before we get to the reads that I want to do, or we want to do, I do have to say that while we were there, Ron Harper increased his legend that is at Rutgers basketball. They're in a really good spot right now, Gooch.
Yeah.
All they got to do is win at home, right? I mean, that's
win at home. It's not guaranteed. Yeah, win at home at Penn State. I was like, Dave, it's impossible. They don't verse Penn State.
Who am I versing?
So look, I think at this point, Rutgers sits at 11-8 in the Big Ten. That's pretty good for a team like them. They've had some bad losses early in the year, but they really have some big wins. Rutgers has some huge wins. Going on the road to Indiana in a must-win game and having, when Rutgers plays at home, you expect them to play a lot better. But going into Indiana, and I forget the name of the arena, which is making me crazy because it's one of the most famous.
The Indiana one?
Yeah, it's bothering me.
I don't know.
Anyway, they went into Indiana, won on a buzzer beater. It wasn't really a buzzer beater, but close enough. 2 seconds to go on the clock. And now I would say that Rutgers, if they win, they're definitely in the tournament. And if
do they have to do anything in the Big Ten? Could they get bounced in the first round, still get a bid?
I think that will hurt them, but 12-8 conference record in the Big Ten and some big wins, very big wins for Rutgers. I think that almost guarantees them. Maybe there's certain teams that might jump them, but I just can't see it.
Assembly Hall.
That's
Scoop. Just came in.
Thanks, Scoop. I didn't even have to look. I knew it was Scoop.
And Scoop or Vinny, one of the two.
But they lost a game at home. I want to say at home to Penn State this year already. Or no, this one's at home. They lost on the road to Penn State. So Penn State has had their number this year. Even if they lose to Penn State, if they win 2 games in the tournament, in the Big Ten tournament, I think that they could still get in. But I think they're in as of now with a win at home against Penn State.
You also talked to Greg
Bolsack.
The
Hammer time, baby.
Hammer time.
Yeah, so obviously we've talked about it loosely throughout the week that the Big Ten tournament is starting.
For wrestling. Rutgers wrestling.
I think Friday. I also think that might actually be at the Rack. I'm not positive on that, but there's a good chance that the Rutgers Big Ten tour or the Big Ten wrestling tournament is at the Rack. I would love to go to that, but it's probably sold out.
Yeah, probably. Unless we got a hookup. If only we knew one of the top wrestlers in the country to help us out.
Or several of them.
I was going to say multiple wrestlers.
Both Bolsack and Paz are seated at number 7 going into the Big Ten tournament.
Both of them are? 7?
Both of them, 7. Yeah,
Okay,
Rutgers has some some decent kids that are younger. The Olivieri kid, he's a true freshman this year, and he seeded 8th. Had a pretty good run in the Big Ten that nobody really expected out of him, but maybe next year we can get some T-shirts in the store for him.
Yeah.
But we do have a T-shirt that's in production that will be posted today for both Paz and for Greg.
You got Paz's new one too.
Yeah, I'm making kind of the same concept and just
Okay.
a little support T-shirt for these guys going into tournament season.
And remember, guys, anytime you buy a shirt for Paz or Ballsack or anybody, just anybody. And by the way, yes, we're saying Ballsack, not Ballsack. So before you
Ballsack.
Ballsack.
Also, if you see what this dude looks like and
good
you have
luck.
any issues with the
Good
way
luck.
his name sounds, he'll
he'll kick
kill
you to
you.
sleep, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
he's a Pause.
Anthony Grasso coming in saying the Big Ten tourney is in Nebraska.
okay. Well, was it at the rack last year?
Is he talking about which Big Ten tournament is he talking about? Because
I
could
think
be
that
delayed.
he
It could
knows
be-
that we're talking about wrestling at this point.
well, I'm saying like if he caught us late,
Maybe.
people
maybe.
catch up late. But in any event, that'll be good. I'm excited for it. You know, it could be a big weekend for Rutgers. We're giving them the burn on Chop Sports. I know other stations within the tri-state area, the real tri-state area, which is only New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut, by the way, I learned that yesterday, is not giving the burn that Rutgers wrestling and Rutgers programming really deserves. So we'll do the best we can. Just stop using Chop, because that's our thing. So that's that. All right, before we get into anything else, Gooch has something from Manscaped.
Yes, I do. So, support for the Chop Sports Daily is brought to you by Manscaped, and Manscaped is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Recently launched the Ultimate Men's Hygiene Bundle, the Performance Package. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with his exclusive offer for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code CHOPSPORTS at manscaped.com. I'm not going to read your last one if my math is correct, because I feel like we've established the fact
retracted on that.
that there is, in fact, a
with
discrepancy
one
there.
ball.
So inside this performance package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, which is by far the greatest ball trimmer of all time. I could attest to that. It is a 4th generation trimmer with advanced skin-safe technology, so it reduces those terrible accidents. It has a 400K LED spotlight, so you can literally shave in the dark. Basically,
You're
I
literally
think what they're
reading my
talking
word for
about.
word. I love
I
it.
think what they're talking about is your taint jungle. So you were talking about shaving in the dark, but if you look down in the dark underbelly of man, you will see a taint jungle. And there is nothing better than the Lawnmower 4.0
things
to
flying
trim
in
the,
on vines and shit.
think of like the Grim Reaper
Mhm.
with a sickle. And that's what the Lawnmower 4.0 does to your taint. Guys, I also have to mention that it is very much so about to be swamp ass season. So
Oh, yes.
if you want to take care of the swamp ass, they got the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver, and that's exactly what you need for your dirty, smelly taint. So, guys,
You guys
know
are
it's
making me want to be single forever.
This is
well, no,
amazing.
no, not single forever, because if you go out
You'll
there and
actually
you,
enjoy
you
this.
just dish out this Chop
Consider it.
Sports code and have all these guys use manscaped.com
Oh,
Chop
taint
Sports,
jungle.
and you could take care of the taint jungle and there will be no more issues. What else are we
Fucking
missing
taint
here? The
jungle,
weed
bro.
whacker. So it does have the weed whacker. I know that the Lawnmower 4.0 is basically meant for body hair. Unless you're a barbarian, you could also use it on your face. But in case you don't want to use it on your nose and your ears, they do have the weed whacker, and it takes care of the fucking long loosies that your barber embarrasses you with and you didn't know you had.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, those.
Going to get
And-
my haircut today.
and also,
so
if you have a girlfriend that likes to pluck her nose hairs, you could be like, "Hey, I got this new thing for
look
you."
at that, just an extra,
Pass it
extra
over.
tool.
So there you go, Lawnmower 4.0,
See, why?
manscaped.com.
Chop Sports,
Chop
baby.
Sports,
Chop
baby.
Sports,
Let's do
20%
it.
off. Gooch, man, you absolutely crushed that. But yeah, so it's like Scoop coming in saying, man, taint jungle, swamp ass. Now we're talking. He's ordering now. Thank you, Scoop. So please be sure to
Now,
use the code Chop
Scoop,
Sports.
Scoop, you better be fucking.
I was gonna
serious,
say, you
bro.
guys you can't bullshit us here. We know things. We are tracking these things literally. So each and every one of you, Mark, Scoop, Rob, all of you guys. Bobby Erbsis is in the house. Yeah. So yeah, he goes, actually, before you jump his bones, use the Lawnmower 4.0. Dude, I'm never gonna live that down.
Never. And we got some
God
UFC. I
damn.
think we got some UFC burn right
We'll-
here
we'll
because
get
we're
some-
gonna
we'll
get
get
to the
into that
UFC in a little bit.
definitely.
Echo
Yeah.
lost.
Echo Lost. We'll get you in a little bit.
Welcome.
But also, Dina, I know it's not going to be as
I was gonna say, how
entertaining
do I
as
follow that?
Yeah, I don't know if you follow that, but she's got something from Lilac and Sage Boutique, which, by the way, my boy Will hit me up from Lilac Sage Boutique today. He said he got himself a Chop Sports order yesterday. So
Thank
it's
you.
working,
Thank
ladies
you,
and
Lauren.
gentlemen. Let's go.
Okay, this is going to be a lot cleaner.
Yeah, a lot cleaner.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lilac and Sage Boutique is a veteran-owned LEO spouse-operated boutique based out of North Carolina. So I'm still laughing. Their goal,
jungle.
Their goal
That's
is
a
to
shirt.
continue their service by providing affordable clothing to other hardworking women. They ship orders all over the world. Be sure to check them out at lilacsageboutique.com and join their mailing list so you don't miss out on any new arrivals. Use the promo code CHOP10 to receive 10% off your purchase.
All right. Thank you, Dina, for that. And of course, I do also want to plug steveaspara.com. That's our guy who made our website, who built chopsportsmedia.com. He is affordable. He is creative. He's also very in tune with what's going on. Like basically, anything that he thinks might not look great, he'll tell you. He'll tell you how it is. And if your website sucks, he'll let you know that too. He's also very on the ball. Like yesterday, we needed something changed. A couple podcasts removed, a couple ones moved up, and he's like, bang, 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 done.
I would like to say RIP to Chop Sports Contact Sports. That podcast is no longer with us. That was hilarious.
Chop Sports, Contact Sports, which basically is all of them. So you can name the whole entire network that. But yes, Chop Sports, Combat Sports podcast is now available. The newest episode with myself, Chris, Tommy D. We talk in length about the Colby fight, which we'll get into in a second, or a little bit at least.
And we also look dead in the eyes of cancel culture.
Yeah, dead in the eyes. Oh, and by the way, Dina, I didn't put up the scroll. So if you remember how to do that last time, that'd be wonderful. In any event, so there is informal talks. What do you want to do first? I mean, there's some NFL nuggets from the combine.
So no, let's just look. It's the latest news that broke this morning. There was no meeting set, so you could pull up
she will after she's done
trusty
doing the scroll.
Okay, the trusty lockout graphic that we've been using.
Oh, there goes the scroll. It goes away.
Ever so often.
Get off the scale. Put on the scroll. Get off the scroll.
So Major League Baseball and the players have decided that they were going to have do we got it?
I don't know. We'll see.
They were going to have an informal meeting today, which
lockout graphic.
This is big news because no meetings were scheduled. I don't think that any meetings were scheduled through the weekend. And now they're having an informal meeting, which I'm not exactly sure what the informal meeting means in the informal part of this, but maybe because they get some of their lawyers out of there and they just actually sit down in a room with some powers that be and try and really figure out where they're able to make some concessions on both sides. Because look, it's a bad look. We don't have to talk at length about how bad it is that we don't have baseball. We're sitting here talking about hockey, for crying out loud. All right. So I think that's pretty evident that we need some baseball back, but I thought it was big news that they kind of are hearing the gripes of the fan base, of the fans, and they're trying to hammer something out. I don't know that they're going to be able to get something done. And even if they do, they're saying that they're still going to keep the season canceled, right? Or no, the first 2 weeks canceled. Yep. So we're still losing a week of baseball at the very least, but 1 week of baseball is not so bad when well, in the grand scheme of things, there's 162 games. No, it's not that big a deal. But hopefully they get things done. I think the players are feeling the pressure now where they actually realize like, hey, we're missing a week of game checks. And that's a big deal. And that sucks for the players because I don't want them to concede. I don't, because then now they're starting to speak out. Trout came out there and said something. I know, who's the Stroman, who's never liked the commissioner anyway. I mean, Stroman sucks.
He does suck, but he's at least he's speaking up on behalf of the players.
Rizzo came out and said something. Right. A lot of the guys are coming out, but basically it's all rhetoric at this point. You got one side that's trying to sway the court of public opinion in their favor, and then you got Major League Baseball and the owners that actually control the media narrative. So, yeah, I don't really care about all that these guys are saying. Like Mike Trout was like, "Oh, we need to have unity." It's like, no shit, dude. You need to sign. You need to figure it out.
It's just player speak. They all want to get back on the field, and it's just not happening right now. But the informal meeting is progress because if they didn't plan on talking at all, and all of a sudden they're talking, this is good stuff. This is all progress. But hopefully, I mean, what I see happening is informal meeting, right? And then all the John Heymans and the Nightingales of the world and the Passans are all going to come back and say, by the way, the informal meeting happened. It was 8 seconds long. Nothing was progressed. And I'm like, okay, great. What else are you going to do? Like, okay, fine. So we're pissed off again. Is that what we're going to do? You're going to keep pissing us off day in, day out. Like it's annoying at this point. Oh boy. So yeah. All right. Well, there's
someone's got their own
whole nother conversation happening in the comments. We don't condone anything that anybody says, by the way. Just want to let you know that we will bring up comments if they're relevant to what we're talking about. But if
when
they're not,
say we don't condone like what Well, they're talking about the Joe Rogan situation. in the
Yeah, but I
comments.
mean,
like
we
you know,
it's not like we don't condone it. It's just certain words you just don't want to use. In any event. So that's baseball. There is some NFL stuff before we get to NBA talk. And I know there's not any graphics like this, but there are a couple like headline things that have broken up. Like I said, the combine starts tonight. I actually just got a notification about Evan Neal being a 337 potential number 1 pick, blowing up Twitter of how lean he looks. So there's still hope for me. He looks great. So he's potentially the number 1 pick. But anyway, there's Giants news again. We said yesterday they saved a bunch of money on their car insurance by switching to Geico and also cutting Kyle Rudolph. Now they also have cut Devontae Booker. So now all these trade rumors about Saquon Barkley, now you're thinking to yourself like, okay, cool. Then who the hell is running the rock?
Well,
because at first you're like, all right, well, they got Booker. He's serviceable.
Saquon's going to be a Giant next year because they're not going to find a suitor. That's first things first.
Fine.
So Saquon will be running the rock for about a week or two. And then I don't know who's going to have the ball after that because Saquon's not going to make it.
Half a man, half a
Typically
season.
doesn't. So,
but
yeah,
anyway, that's
enough
that.
Giants talk. We broke down the Giants at length yesterday.
Yeah, so some news about the Gronk, who potentially likes to go play in Buffalo. You talk about an ideal spot for this guy. He'll be crashing through tables in the first quarter and then playing in the second quarter.
I saw a bullshit headline the day earlier about Gronk in Green Bay. Pretty much insert contending team here, and you're going to get news about potentially being interested in Gronk. I do think Buffalo and Gronk would be probably the best destination for him, considering how he is off the field.
Imagine him and Dawson Knox.
Well, that's the thing. They don't typically need a tight end. I think Dawson Knox is a good young player.
If they want to run a new set,
Packers do. Come on down. Week 10 on.
Cowboys might need
you don't
a
even
tight
have
end
to. You
if
don't
they
even
let
have to
Schultz
practice.
go.
Just show up week 10 and let's go from there, baby.
There's also rumors that the Browns are looking to save $8 million by cutting Jarvis Juice Landry. So that's a thing that hasn't happened yet, but it's potential. We never know. More Giants news. The Giants have officially asked Sterling Shepard to take a pay cut from $8 million to the veteran minimum of $1 million. I don't know how that's going to sit with him. He might think his value is much more worth it, and he might say, trade me.
Yeah, and I would imagine that there's a team out there that also thinks that his value is much more worth it than the
So the Giants
minimum.
are in disarray right now with their salary cap. We said they were not as much as bad as our teams or the Saints or the Rams, but they were about 15 million over, so they have to, or something like that.
It was like 10.
10 whatever,
10.
but they were over. So they're starting to redo things because look, now you also have declined Daniel Jones's option. So like all these moving parts for the New York Giants, and all of a sudden you're like, all right, who is this team? And again, Shane came in, he's running the show. Dable's over there running the show. So maybe this is a positive thing for the Giants. Speaking of coaching, Cliff Kingsbury gets an extension till 2027. So there's no movement there. He won't be going back to college. I mean, I guess he can if he really, really wants to.
Yeah, there's no job right now that he wants, but if there is
but
one,
now I wonder if there is any friction.
Souring.
If there is any friction between him and Murray, they chose to extend Kingsbury first. Obviously, he's the coach, but maybe this kind of puts a little bit of a
I'm not
rift.
sure if there's the friction between Murray and the coach, more so with Murray in the front office and the contract situation, and Murray in the fan base.
Yeah. But anyway, that's some NFL talk for you, a little NFL banter. But again, while we were at the Ranger game last night, I got the update. That the Knicks lost again. So James Harden has made it a personal vendetta to beat the Knicks. Between Maxey, Harden, and Embiid last night, they went for 78 points of their total score, which is pretty impressive. They're having themselves a nice little run. But the question is, are they gonna be able to compete with the big three? And the other question is there another big three? Because we haven't seen Ben Simmons.
Yeah,
so what the hell's going on?
Have we
here?
even seen Kyrie at home games?
Not yet.
No. So I don't know that there's ever going to be Kyrie playing in home games because I think as of now he's allowed to be like a spectator at home games as of March 7th, but not actually able to play as of yet. The NBA season is winding down. You want to see these three guys get on the court together at one point. I think the other big three only played 23 games together or something crazy where with Harden, KD, and Kyrie, they only played.
Think it was that much.
They only played, I mean, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't, but maybe it was 3. I just know that there was a 3 in there.
There might have been just 3, honestly.
Yeah,
crazy as that sounds.
There's a over-under on 3 games that we're going to see out of KD, Ben Simmons, and Kyrie together this season.
I've heard no reports about Ben Simmons suiting up. Like I think he had a setback, but like, what the hell? Like,
I mean, the Nets
right now, the clear-cut victor of
the
this
Nets. If the
trade
Nets
is
get
the
these
Sixers.
3 guys back for the postseason. They're going to be a threat to any team. I would like to see Ben Simmons get some minutes under his belt before he starts playing in the playoffs, but I'm sure that they have some sort of plan. Hopefully for the Nets' sake, it takes shape soon, because you made this trade, and I understand that the thing was frayed with Harden and you had to move on from Harden at that point, but to take on the Ben Simmons and he's just not playing, then what? What are you going to do?
Right. And now Harden went out on record last night and said, felt like home. I was like, okay, what are you renting another apartment? Like how far before, how close are we to another move or another, like, one bad game, Philadelphia will tear you to shreds. You know that fan base.
Well,
I know that fan base.
Just looking the way Philly's playing right now.
They're playing great.
I'm not going to go ahead and say they're the team to beat in the East, because I still think Milwaukee is. Giannis
East is actually all of a sudden has some decent firepower. It used to be the West dominated for a long time, but now you got the Nets, the Sixers, the Bucks, the Cavaliers out of nowhere. The Bulls are doing good things. You know, the Hawks are whatever, but the Knicks stink. But the East all of a sudden has some power over there.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like it's been a while, you know, or Celtics are playing really good too. You know, the Heat, East is loaded. Eastern Conference playoffs will be very exciting. And I think, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this. We might have Kyle in here tomorrow to talk NBA. Not sure, but and get some picks.
Kyle,
by the way, I think I
down,
went 5-4-1 yesterday, or 5-3-1. Good job on Phoenix, by the way. Way to cover that the very last minute. Love it. West only had like 3 teams.
I think you
has. Yeah, Steven Dusek coming in. Yeah, you're right. I mean, and it's Phoenix. It's who else? It's Golden State and
The Lakers.
no, they stink. Lakers just got trounced the other night. Who else is it, Gooch? Help me out.
What?
Right now in the West, it's Phoenix, it's Golden State, it's Memphis.
Memphis is
okay,
definitely
right?
up there. Why am I drawing a blank? I should have paid attention to the last 5 minutes.
Scoop, you're more than welcome to come in, brother. More than welcome to come in and talk NBA tomorrow. Absolutely, 1,000%. Yeah, the Grizzlies. I just said Memphis. All right.
If it's Scoop and Kyle in the same room.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. I absolutely would love that. I mean, it's like your.
We're also going to have them share a mic.
just like from the side, like, oh yeah, this is what I think. Oh yeah, this is what I think.
You're like Mike Marino's podcast.
The Nuggets.
Oh, Denver Nuggets, maybe. I'm not even sure. Whatever. The Jazz, no, right?
No.
All right. Anyway, big weekend coming up for my boy. Hey, Chris Payne has joined the building. He's in here now. What's up, Chris? Good morning. Where were you last night when we needed protective services in New York? Colby Covington will fight on Saturday night against Jorge Gamebred Street Judas Masvidal. Can you tell which way I'm going with here? This fight's been very it's been touted, it's been talked about, it's been very hyped up, big time. These guys absolutely despise each other, which leads to a fantastic fight. But pound for pound, Gooch, easy to say that Vegas has this right as far as the betting odds are concerned.
I mean, the betting odds, yes. I think Colby's has more. I shouldn't say he has more skills, because it's probably not right. I think what Colby does really well, wrestling, he does better than anything that Masvidal does well. He has the ability to neutralize the fight if he takes him down. But I don't know, man. Like, the more I'm watching this week play out.
Oh no.
I'm not saying that I don't think Colby's going to win, because I do think he's the better fighter. And at the end of the day, I'm going to go with that. I'm probably going to pick Colby. I'm not going to bet on him though at minus 350. If anything, I'm just going to say Colby is no way going to finish Masvidal. Like, the 0% chance.
Really?
Yeah, there's no way, bro.
I got this inkling that's going to be the way.
I wonder
goes.
why. Maybe because you like him a lot.
No.
Like,
It's not. Listen, friendship aside, I think that the guy has a chance to be that angry, and when a guy like Masvidal gets too aggressive, he might leave himself open for something big. He's going to be pissed off going into this fight. So that's why I think a pissed off fighter is not always the best fighter. He's going to go in there and totally leave himself wide open, a la Ben Askren, you know, like opposite way.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, because if you want, I was just about to point to the fact of how he was going into the Ben Askren fight looking like he was ready to kill somebody, and he did.
Well, Askren also,
look, I don't think that, think Colby really wants to stand and box with him, because that's Masvidal's world, and he might not have any choice. I think that's obviously where Masvidal might have some success, because I don't think he's going to be able to submit Colby. I don't think he's going to take him down. Masvidal does have really good takedown defense, and he's down to scrap. So we'll see. Skill wise, I give it to Covington. He's definitely should be the favorite, but there is something about Masvidal and the way he's talking, even though he says the same thing in every single fight. I'm going to break his face. I'm going to do this. It's literally the same shit talking. It's not original anymore. I've always been a bigger fan of Masvidal than Colby. I do like Colby's shtick little by little. It's starting to grow on me, and it's
not as hard as it used to be.
Yeah.
It's not as like
which
make America
is
great
what's
again.
kind of coming back to bite him this week, and he doesn't really have much to say because Masvidal is playing sound clips and things like that of Colby talking good about him like a week ago. So it just shows that Masvidal is not fake, and Colby might be a little bit fake, but really that has nothing to do with anything when they close the cage door.
It's really funny. There was a quote yesterday from Colby Covington saying that the reason why Gamebred decided, he didn't say Gamebred, he said Masvidal, I'm sure. The reason why he took this fight is because even with the losing purse, he'll be able to pay his alimony and child support. It's getting personal out there, bro. These guys absolutely despise you from best buddies, right? From rooming and like, same American top team. You know, it's so funny. I was going through my clothes today and I was like, what shirt do I want to wear today? Right. And I have so much shit that Colby gave me. Right. But I'm like, all of this shit says American top team. I was like, I can't wear this anymore. I was like, so I changed my mind, but it's an interesting fight. I'm excited for it. Also, if you're a VIP member of the Patreon crew and you want to support Chop Sports, patreon.com/Chop Sports. If you're a Dynasty member, hit me up. We'll give you details as to how you can watch this fight with us here at the studio. Us by meaning me, more than likely Dina, not Chris because he's busy. But anyway, Payne, I think you're kind of close. So if your kids are sleeping, that's kind of when I'm going to get the green light to go, like, get out of here, and then just get out when I can. But yeah, Kyle, everybody, whoever wants to come by and watch the fight, hit me up. We'll hook that up. But we'll keep the partying to a minimum. Don't want to actually lose the lease, but there is a big ass TV in the middle. There's a bunch of couches, a bunch of places to watch. But Chris, yeah, hit me up after the show. We'll give you details and come by on Saturday night. I'm sure Dina would love to meet you because you're her biggest fan. Like you love Chris Payne. Anyway, so that's
I was gonna say before you go on, I'm of course going to put out my normal betting ticket on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
But if you do come to the studio and watch the fights with us, I'm going to have some props that I'm saving just for the crew that's here.
Oh, okay. A little incentivization. That's going to be Dina went actually 13-3 or some shit last week. Like you absolutely ruined the books yesterday. Hit a bunch of parlays last week. So if you want to come by, you can do that. And yeah, so that'd be cool. Down for what? And of course, Ashley missed this. We're having a viewing party. Ashley, you're obviously more than welcome to come. We know you won't because baby won't be here. So that's that. But yeah, so anyway, so this is going to be a good fight. I'm excited about it. Let's party, let's rage, and let's get it done. So what else? Hit me up so you're so good and get I got a haircut right after this, by the way, Chris. So maybe hit me up after that, so like 1:30, and then I got a doctor's appointment at 4. I'm all sorts of busy today, but I will answer the phone if you call me. I promise.
Anyone's stalking.
Also,
Dave,
another fun fact for Hawaiian Mike.
right.
He said Kittle and Tanya are on vacation together. Kittle and Tanya also both went to college together at Iowa. I'm pretty sure.
Why is that a fun?
Or
fact?
no, they're not. Tanya didn't go to Iowa, but they've been hanging out in the off season, and I know that they're friends from college.
What are you saying? Packers are gonna get George Kittle?
No, they just did this whole tight end U thing last year with
Okay.
George Kittle and Kels, and that's kind of how all these things are materializing.
What about
the guy
aspiring tight end coming into the league? I forget his last name. He had his intro interview at the combine yesterday, and they said,
who do you model your game?
Who do you model your game after? Well, he goes, I'd like to model my game after the legends of the position, Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, Aaron Hernandez, and I was just like, what the fuck? What do you want? Like, do not, like, people are like, oh, cool, he models his game after a murderer. That's funny. Let's not draft this guy. He might have dropped
the Raiders are going to get him in the 3rd round now because no one's going to touch him, and they're like, we'll take Dallas, everybody.
But, yeah, right. Just like bring him on.
I wish that wasn't even close to true.
Yeah, there's some kind of truth behind that.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. So yeah, we covered a lot today in a day where we walked in. We're like, what the hell is happening right now? Because a very late night in the Garden. Again, thank you to Dr. Sean Basinger for the tickets, for the seats. Anytime you want to give them away. Now you don't have to ask us anymore because Gooch will never go again. Or at least you know what it is. You'll go, but we'll know
I'm leaving after the
I'll go.
first
Sean.
halftime, or right
There you go,
before the
Dino
second
will go.
halftime,
The second halftime.
or just looking at the train so we could leave at the right time, and no matter what.
And you're right, Kyle. He's coming in saying he was a monster. Yes, but I just think
Like literally
He
a
was
monster.
also
on
a
it was
the
literally
field.
a documentary about him being a monster, right? So I don't know if he probably should have chose. I mean, he did follow it up after that with like Kelsey and all those other guys, but like to throw Hernandez in that group, I would have probably, I would have refrained from talking about, wanting to be like him. It's just, I don't know, not ideal situation. You know what I'm saying? So is that it? That's all we got
think
today.
that's it, bro.
I mean, it's a shorter show today. Look, it is a dead time in sports right now. Obviously, if you're an NBA fan, yes. If we were an NBA heavy podcast or show, we would fill 2 hours, 3 hours a day.
Well,
talking
we
NBA.
also have the anticipation that Kyle and now Scoop might be.
Yeah, I
coming
would
in
love to
tomorrow,
talk
and that's
more
of the
NBA with these
day.
guys.
So
Yeah, 100%. So we'll leave that for tomorrow. Hopefully these informal, I'll be there later. Oh yeah, that's right. Scoop will be here to record the cross court cast with cousin Vinny. He'll be in here to record that. I hope you bought your dongle. It's another funny word. But anyway, so that goes down. That'll release tomorrow. Brand new Till Mets Do Us Part podcast is out there right now. If you're a Mets fan, great. But if you're a Barstool Sports fan, even better. We brought Clem onto the network. So he's from Barstool. He retweeted it already to his 100,000 plus followers or whatever. So very cool of Till Mets Do Us Part to bring on Clem. Again, they're talking Mets, they're talking lockout, they're talking, World Series aspirations and all this other good shit. Go check those guys out as well. Also, I believe the Squeaky Bum Time, the soccer podcast we have on our network, has a very big guest later on this afternoon. They're going to be recording and releasing probably later on this evening. I talked to Mike Salerno right before the show started, so he's good to go. What about Syndergaard's tweet? What did he say? What did he say now?
I saw it, but now I can't think of it.
Well,
He was
that was a couple days
He was
ago,
dead
though.
spot on with whatever he said though.
No, he said if you cut the paychecks of the owners,
oh yeah,
there'd be an agreement
yes,
yesterday.
yes,
You know what I
100%.
mean? Like there'd be an agreement months back, but you're not. It was savage. Yeah, of course. Look, Syndergaard's the guy. He's still a guy's guy, and he's part of the union and he's part of the Players Association. So he's going to fight for his boys, but he's hated Manfred for years. Like this was before his beef with Manfred started years back.
Nobody likes Manfred, dude. Nobody.
He's like a Governor Murphy looking asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got a very punchable face. Very, very punchable face. Go back to a couple weeks ago podcast. He might jump the list of people I would like to slap because of the given situation. Right? I mean,
yeah, I said it the other day. I said it like
and the
it's
AOC.
like it's like Putin. I had some dark jokes yesterday.
Yeah.
Can't say them now though.
Don't
But
do
yeah,
it.
Putin, Manfred, I think that they're like neck and neck. In
Yeah,
terms of
with
like
guys
most
that are, like,
hated-
ruining the
most
world
hated
right now.
people in America.
Do you know that I told you this already? I'll tell you people this now. I paid $100 to fill my tank today. 3 digits to fill my diesel truck.
Paid $50 to fill my little car.
I mean, it's time for
Little
another
car.
truck or time for another something.
It's time for
Every
another
time I go
country.
down to like a crossover, like like what do we call them? The Chevy
Hybrid?
ones. What do they
This?
call
I
them?
will say that this is fucking exhilarating. By the way, to listen to you
Forget
guys
it. All right,
talking
forget. I
about
was trying
filling
to
it.
get us some time here, but that's fine. I'll just go F myself.
No
But
need
anyway,
to fill it.
it's been another show today. Thank you guys for watching. We'll talk to Scoop and we'll talk to Kyle, see if we can get them in here tomorrow on a Feel Good Friday, with some NBA talk. So for Sturch and Gooch and Dina and A4, this has been another episode of the Chop Sports Daily. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all those things, support the network, chopsportsmedia.com, all that good shit, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye, baby.
I had nothing today.